Her perfume lingered, sharp, expensive, almost suffocating, as she dragged her Louis Vuitton suitcase toward the security gate. She didn't glance back once. I stood there, 15 years old, clutching a single worn duffel like it was armor, trying not to cry. She only stopped to push up her sunglasses, tossing one last careless strike over her shoulder. "You'll figure it out." That was it. No hug. No plan. Not even a goodbye. "My name is Madison. Wherever you're watching from, stay with me. Tell me, have you ever been left behind by the one person meant to love you unconditionally?" I couldn't move. The airport's noise swallowed me whole, families laughing, kids tugging at parents, the kind of warmth I didn't have. My mother was already disappearing with her new husband and his flawless children. Her family now. I was just extra baggage she didn't want to pay to check. My hands trembled so badly I nearly dropped my phone. $47 in my pocket. No ticket. No plan. For a second, I thought I might pass out. And then, a name came to me. One I'd buried under years of my mother's bitterness. My father. She called him worthless, said he abandoned us, swore he never wanted me. But right then, in that terminal that smelled of burnt coffee and recycled air, I had nothing left to lose. I scrolled, found an old thread. My fingers shook as I hit dial. 1 ring. 2. Then. Madison. My knees buckled. "Dad," the word broke out of me with sobs I couldn't hold back. "Please help me." Silence. Just his steady breathing. "Then, tell me where you are." "I'm coming." Hours blurred until the windows glowed with sunset. Then a sound ripped through the terminal, a jet engine's roar. Travelers pressed to the glass, pointing. A sleek private plane descended like something unreal. And then I saw him. Tall, dark suit, eyes that mirrored mine so perfectly it hurt. He opened his arms. "Madison." I ran. Into a father's embrace I hadn't felt in a decade. Solid. Safe. Home. The jet cabin was hushed, only my ragged breaths breaking the quiet. He sat across from me, gaze steady, part question, part promise. "You're safe now," he said. That word "is safe" nearly undid me. "She just left me," I whispered. His jaw tightened, eyes flashing. "She always was selfish. But this? Leaving you in an airport? Unforgivable." The jet lifted, smooth and endless above the night. Relief crashed over me. No cramped coach seats. No crying in bathroom stalls. No apologizing for existing. "You're coming home with me," he said. "For good." "Home?" I croaked. I don't have anything. You have me." His smile softened, breaking the edges of his stern face. And I wept all over again. When we landed, a private hangar awaited, sleek cars, security, staff nodding with respect. He led me to a black SUV, its leather interior wrapping me in unfamiliar safety. "Madison," he said quietly, once the doors shut. "We'll make this right. On our terms." My mother's face flickered in my mind, her smug smile, her arm linked with her new husband's. "What about her?" My voice shook, but underneath was something sharper than fear. Rage. His eyes went cold. "Don't worry. She'll learn what it means to abandon her own blood." For the first time, my tears stopped. I leaned back, heartbeat steadying. I wasn't alone anymore. And when she came back from her perfect vacation, she'd finally understand what it felt like to lose everything. Days passed, and it felt like I'd stepped into another life. My father's house towered over the city, stone, glass, views that stretched forever. Staff called me Miss Madison. A warm bed. Hot meals. People asking what I needed. My father stayed close, never demanding, never scolding, just there. Strong. Unshakable. One night on the balcony, blanket around my shoulders, the city lights below, he said softly, "You deserved so much better." My throat closed. "She made me think you hated me." He froze. "Never. She kept you from me. But I never stopped wanting you." The ache in his voice cut through me. "I'm sorry," I whispered. "Don't you dare apologize," he said fiercely. "You were taken from me." He squeezed my hand. "And she won't get away with it." A chill ran through me. "What do you mean?" His mouth curved in a dark smile. "Her husband's real estate deals? That vacation? Paid with money that wasn't hers. I've already hired a legal team. When she comes home, she'll find the locks changed, her accounts frozen. Nothing left." I stared, heart pounding. "You'd really do that, just for me? For what she did to you?" His eyes were steel. "I'd do worse." I leaned against him, a fragile peace settling in. For the first time in years, I slept without nightmares. 2 weeks later, it all unraveled. My father's phone lit up at dawn. He handed it to me silently. "My mother." Her voice was thin, frantic. "Madison? Where are you?" Behind her, chaos. Echoes of an empty house. "I'm with Dad." A sharp inhale. "With him? After everything?" I smiled. "After you abandoned me at an airport?" "Yes." "That was a misunderstanding," she snapped, voice cracking under panic. "I thought you'd be fine." I laughed, a sound so raw it startled even me. "At 15? Alone?" Silence. Then a whisper, "The locks, the money, it's all gone." My father watched me, steady, proud. "You should have thought of that," I said, voice like ice. "You left me." "This is my house," she screamed, breaking. "No. It was his. And now it's gone." She faltered, gasping. "You can still come back. We'll work it out." I looked at my father. At the calm around me. At the life I finally belonged to. And felt the answer carve itself into my bones. "No," I said quietly. "I'm not coming back." And I hung up. My father's hand landed gently on my shoulder, steady and warm. "I'm proud of you." Tears pricked at my eyes, but they weren't cold, panicked tears anymore. They carried warmth this time, a release instead of a wound. "She'll survive," he said with calm certainty. "It's time she learns what being alone really feels like." I nodded, air filling my lungs more easily than it had in years. For the first time, I wasn't the child left behind. I was the one walking away, on my own terms. The days that followed felt like a sunrise I'd never seen before. No more lying awake wondering if I mattered. No more staring at a phone, begging for a text that would never come. Slowly, I began to settle into my father's world. A tutor came by to help me catch up with classes. I got to pick out clothes that were mine, not secondhand. Meals arrived without judgment, without anyone scolding me for being hungry. My father gave me distance when I needed it, and caught me when the shadows tried to drag me back under. One afternoon, I found him in his office, papers scattered across a dark desk, contracts, legal files, documents that looked heavy with consequence. "Dad," I asked carefully, "what happens to her now?" He lifted his gaze, thoughtful but unshaken. "Her accounts are frozen. The house belongs to us again. And the lawyers made sure she can't touch your trust." Relief crashed through me in strange waves. "She's going to hate me for this," I whispered, guilt pricking like a thorn. He stood, came around the desk, and set both hands gently on my shoulders. "Madison," his voice was steady, firm, "you don't carry the blame for her decisions. She left you. Not the other way around." A tear slipped free, and I didn't bother to stop it. She was supposed to be my mom. His eyes darkened with grief, but also with fire. She was supposed to protect you. She didn't. But I will. Something unshakable rose inside me. I realized then, love could be both soft and strong, tender and unbreakable. That night, I lay in my new bed. Safe. Warm. No monsters hiding in the corners. I scrolled through old photos on my phone, forced smiles at birthdays, parties where I stood alone at the edge. One by one, I deleted them. And when I finally set the phone aside, it felt like chains falling away. My life was no longer hers to define. It was mine. A week later, a letter arrived. Thick envelope. Cold language. Stamped with legal threats. My mother's signature scrawled at the bottom, dripping with false outrage. She claimed emotional harm, insisted I'd been manipulated. I almost laughed reading it. My father read it silently across the table, lips curving in the faintest smile. Desperation, he said flatly. She's out of options. A strange ache twisted inside me. Why won't she just stop? Because, he said, eyes calm and steady, she's losing control. And people like her don't know how to exist without power. The lawyers dismantled her arguments in days. Every claim, every threat, torn apart until her letters were nothing more than wasted paper. The next morning, my dad was at the breakfast table, tablet in hand, a quiet grin on his face. It's finished, he told me. Legally. Financially. She has no hold on you anymore. The silence around me was enormous, like stepping into a cathedral of freedom. I sat across from him, stirring cereal that suddenly tasted better than any feast. Thank you, I whispered. His gaze softened, voice like an anchor. No, Madison. Thank you. For surviving. For trusting me to bring you home. I swallowed hard, emotion rising sharp in my throat. He reached across, took my hand. You're safe now. A vow, not just a phrase. That night, standing on the balcony with the city glowing beneath me, I thought about her, my mother. Sitting somewhere alone, the walls pressing in. For the first time, I didn't feel cruel. I felt clean. Because I hadn't destroyed her. She had destroyed herself. And now, I was free. Free to build something stronger, something untouchable. Spring crept in slowly, soft breezes replacing the sharp bite of winter. I'd started school again, this time at a place where teachers actually cared if I thrived. My father made sure I had the best counselors, the right guidance, every chance to heal. Piece by piece, I learned how to laugh without shrinking back. Sometimes I'd still reach for my phone, expecting one of her cutting messages, then remember, she couldn't reach me anymore. That realization felt like a second heartbeat, steady and new. One afternoon, I caught my father on the phone. His tone was calm, almost amused. She has no legal claim and she knows it. Let her scream. He hung up the moment he saw me, smile flickering. She's trying again? I asked, fear flickering but small now. Just letters. Empty noise, he said. Nothing that can touch you. I let out a breath I didn't know I'd been holding. She doesn't own you anymore, Madison, he reminded me. Not your heart. Not your story. I crossed the room, wrapped him in a hug, breathing in cedar and safety. Thank you, I whispered into his shoulder. He pulled back, eyes warm. You did this. You survived. I only gave you the place you deserved all along. That night, I dreamed of her. Standing in an airport with her designer suitcase, only this time, no one left to abandon. I woke lighter, unshackled. I wasn't the girl she deserted. I was the girl who chose differently. Who chose love, the real kind, over her hollow version. And that truth mattered more than revenge ever could. The morning sun spilled across marble floors like forgiveness. I stood by the window, looking out at the life I'd built piece by piece, far from her poison. My father knocked softly. "Ready?" I nodded, slipping on my jacket. Today was the hearing, her last chance to twist the story. We drove in silence, the air between us filled with quiet strength. At the courthouse, I saw her on a bench. Smaller than I'd ever seen her. No polished husband. No picture-perfect children. Just a woman who had burned her world down to ash. Her eyes met mine. Something broke in her face. "Madison," she rasped. "We can fix this." I lifted my hand, steady. "No. I'm done." Her mouth opened, but the bailiff was already calling my name, already confirming what the lawyers had proved. She had no claim to me. No rights to my trust. Nothing. She tried to follow me out, but security blocked her path. I looked back once, saw her reaching, desperate, and felt nothing. She was already a ghost. Back in the car, my father squeezed my hand. "How do you feel?" I inhaled deeply, letting the air settle into every corner of me. Free. His smile held pride, and something softer. "Then that's all that matters." As the car pulled away, the world outside stretched wide, open, waiting. I wasn't the girl abandoned at an airport anymore. I was the girl who had finally found her way home.